and I'm going to use the same piercing sight. I'm going to channel 2 more pyros into that, because the scene last time has definitely ended.
Your piercing sight honestly doesn't really show very much. The boarded up houses show people laying on couches or beds, occasionally sitting up to cough. Some of the more lively ones, they're still moving about their house. The ones that aren't boarded up seem to be a couple of families that are just chit-chatting late night. Maybe they caught their child sneaking out. As for the one with the yellow tape, there's nothing. It's just completely empty from what you can see.
Okay. Well then, just to make sure we've got nothing here, I will use my my refinement perk condition thing of sensitive. Basically, I spend a pyros, and for a scene, it reveals anything or anyone that is in some way supernatural. It does not reveal how a person or object is supernatural in nature, only that it is. Am I looking at any supernatural things anywhere here?
Does that work on spirits and ghosts, out of curiosity?
I will read it completely. So, mystics are attuned to the shadows and the supernatural, and through this resonance they can reveal what may be otherwise hidden. By spending a point of pyros, he can call upon this sense for a scene, revealing anything or anyone that is, in some way, supernatural. This sense does not reveal how a person or object is supernatural in nature, only that it is. The rest is left to the mystic's own curiosity. So, up to you, I guess?
No one and nothing is detecting as supernatural. However, there is a general feeling of the supernatural coming from the room with the yellow tape, but it doesn't look to be like there's any physical object that is causing that new ability of yours to trigger.
I forgot to roll for the piercing sight. So I only have 10 yards of sight through solid matter, unfortunately. So sorry, could you repeat that again? I didn't catch everything.
Yes, I had stated that while nothing is showing up as supernatural and no person is, there is a general sense of supernatural feeling coming from the room with the yellow tape, but it's not emanating from any specific object or person in that room. As there are no people in that room, there are only objects. For lack of a better phrase, it is a disembodied supernatural energy floating around that area.
Well, I feel like it might be metagamey, but I guess I finished charging my vitreous humor, and I'm going to roll for the basically ghost sight. I don't really know how to properly pronounce that. Ethereal sight. So again, it's a wits composure Azoth. Okay. So the success for that. For the rest of the scene, Promethean can perceive spirits and ghosts existing in a state of twilight, seeing them as shining, translucent forms with essence moving through their spiritual innards. He may also see dematerialized guashmalum, whatever, blazing and writhing with pyros in their veins.
There's a floating body, so to speak, in that apartment that seems to be roaming about in its translucentness, but that's all you can really tell, since this isn't a power you're especially familiar with, obviously.
Yes, it's... Well, that looks supernatural. Is the door locked?
As you reach through the tape that says "Do not enter, do not cross," the door is locked. Would you like to try and force it open?
There's no other way in, is there?
There's windows that could be broken if you want to go through that way.
I think that's gonna be louder. Are the windows locked?
Give me a strength check. Pure strength.
Oh damn, I don't have my transmutation that adds my ass off anymore, no.
If they were locked, the lock was very weak and you're able to open it. It makes a little bit of a screeching noise, mostly from age, though. It would probably sound like any of the other rooms had just opened their window.
Does the spirit react to me?
No, it just seems to be still meandering is probably the best term.
Okay. I go in and I try to get a closer look at this thing, seeing if it does at all react to me or if I can like poke it or something.
As you get closer, you can see it looks to be, or it looks to have used to have been somebody probably in their early 20s, short, maybe black hair, if you can get any sort of color off of this thing. The only thing that's really noteworthy is the clothing that it quote-unquote wears is full of bullet holes. It doesn't seem to react to your presence at all. It just seems to be kind of residual.
Okay. I'm not getting any information out of this guy. I guess I search the room for anything that seems interesting. Anything that would kind of lead me to some conclusion about what this thing is, or what it was doing here, or what happened here.
Give me intelligence. Okay, actually, let me ask this question first. How long, or how serious is For in investigating this particular haunting? Let's just go with the word haunting. Is he just looking for fast information, or is he willing to really, like, dig in his heels?
Hand over the knowledge.
So dig in his heels. Give me intelligence plus investigation. It takes a while as you kind of look about this room. You're able to eventually find a letter stored underneath a mattress inside the box spring. So you literally have to tear open the box spring to be able to find this thing. As you read the letter, it seems to have been an unsent correspondence with somebody else not in the city, talking about this person's newfound lust for life and about how this lighter, they believe in some way, shape, and form, saved their life when they were in a car accident. But they also stated that they felt a greater purpose of trying to allow spirits to find their way to peace. If you weren't looking for the supernatural, honestly, this letter would sound like gibberish to you. It sounds like the delusions of somebody that has had a near-death experience and is on some sort of crazy life high, almost.
Well, until I find a way to how to talk to spirits, I guess this is... I wave the letter in front of the spirit. Does he react to this?
No, there is no reaction. As far as you can tell, this thing is in its own world, so to speak.
Well, it mentioned a lighter. Maybe if I bring the lighter here, it'll do something. I don't know. But I've dug through this room long enough. I guess it's time to keep moving. So, out of game. How many more markers even were there?
Outside of the marker that was over Kira's mother's house, that's the last of the markers on here.
Okay. Well, I've already been at Kira's mother's house. So I guess I start walking back. On my way back, I'm gonna see if I can find some place to eat some electricity to regen my pyros, but
Not very hard to do. You roughly get home at dawn.
can I assume pyros to be full then? Or
Yes.
okay.
Also, yeah, you still have the degauss condition. You would definitely take the degauss condition yet again.
Yeah.
For the third time.
Yeah.
Plus any damage that you had received, you would have also healed from.
The wolves haven't hurt me yet.
But, as stated, you return to the manor roughly around dawn. Nobody has returned yet.
Okay. The professor told me to be careful. Careful means I go get my gun, but that also means people see me. And it's no longer night. I'm conflicted.
With that confliction, we'll go ahead and go back to the rest of the throng. The small federal agent is still attempting to glare you all down as he has himself in between you and the exit. The rest of the police station is cautiously watching you. It seems as if they have all been alerted to something, but you're not sure as to what. All you have is the general feeling that you're being watched by many, many eyes. As stated, everybody's eyes seem to be on you. The larger federal agent has not returned. It seems like he may have left the building, for lack of any better guess. But his partner still is there. What is currently the throng going to do?
Craig was told to sit tight, so he's sitting tight. Very tightly.
When it comes to my powers, do I have to be specific, or can I affect a large group of people? Like, say, if I was to use Inflame, could I use it on every police officer there?
What does Inflame do again?
Inflame, person gets devoted to me, and let me see, cost 3 pyros. Yeah, just automatic devotion to me.
I would impose a penalty on the roll, but also that would cause you to flare your disfigurements yet again.
I know that much. Trust me, I remember that. But can it affect multiple people? That is my question.
Stated, I would impose a penalty on the roll for that, since you're trying to do it to so many people, and that does seem to be more of a single person ability normally, but I would allow you to do it. Let's see here.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, it is a person in specific, as I was reading up on that. It's on page 149, I believe. I just wanted to know if it could affect multiple people, or is it just anyone I'm talking to in specific, that one person. But a penalty's fair. I am asking a bit much.
Just give me one moment here. That's underneath your mesmerize, correct?
Yes. Page 149 underneath that.
149.
Cost 3 pyros, and I will need my presence, intimidation, and my Azov. It seems like a lot of my powers are just one person.
Yeah, it does use the specific term, the target, which does, the usually means singular, unless it's specifically referring to a group of people, the group, or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Never mind, just wanted to know about that.
Yeah, so I would say that's more of a single person thing. Or is anybody in the throng wanting to do anything?
The one thing that I could do that would help, I don't think we should do right now. I can redirect disquiet, but I don't think they're disquieted that much. And then the other thing I can do is that I can look for azothic signs. So if we're not going to blow stuff up.
A few minutes go by, and then you guys blink. And the guy that was standing in between you and the door is just gone. Literally within a blink of an eye.
Oh, snap.
How does I look around at the other officers? Like, do they see that?
Guys, should we make a break for it?
They do not seem to have noticed that anything has changed.
They're still all eyes on us, though, right?
Some of them have returned to their work. There's a couple of them that are looking at you, just like your people sitting in the... You know what? Actually, Banba, give me a wits plus streetwise.
Dang it, I knew I should put something in streetwise. The wits, so just 3.
Well, I mean, if you want to use empathy, that'll also work.
Oh, empathy, so 4. Wow.
That's fine.
The looks that you're getting now are less, hey, these guys need to be watched, and more, why are these guys sitting in the waiting room? But then everybody but it doesn't seem like, it almost seems like they don't recognize you anymore.
Perfect. I'm gonna lock eyes with the throng and just tilt my head to the door and start walking towards it.
But the professor said to sit tight.
I start creeping slowly towards the door, whistling nonchalantly.
Craig,
Guys, where are we going?
home. Let's move.
But the professor, he said sit tight.
Because weird things are gonna happen. Weird things that just happened. So let's go. I'm gonna keep walking to the door, looking at Aoife and Kiri, and just kind of eyes move, come with us.
I grab Kira. Come on, Craig, we can sit tight somewhere else. We can sit tight at home.
We could, couldn't we? We have chairs they're more comfortable than these chairs. He didn't say we had to stay here. Just sit tight.
not
I'll go
close.
sit tight at home.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
All right.
Who's outside?
As you guys exit the police station, it seems to have been. You've been in there for several hours, so the moon has already begun to set. Also, I need to make another roll here.
Whatever happened really happened.
As you step out, before you even realize what's happened, everybody, you're inside Craig's car. As in, it's almost like you stepped out of the building and into Craig's car.
Are we sitting or standing?
You're all of a sudden sitting in the car.
Oh, whoa.
That was weird.
When did we get here?
Don't know. Let's go home. As fast as possible. I'm gonna keep an eye out, just looking around.
Don't blink.
Okay. Craig is gonna try driving without blinking.
Oh god, no. That sounds so painful.
Especially because it's going to take you a couple of hours to get home.
Unless we blink, home.
Blink more. Blink faster.
Do you want me to blink or not blink? I don't know.
Blink us home.
Do the Prometheans recognize that something odd happened there? Like, should we talk about that, or are we just going to accept it and move on with our lives?
Our whole life is odd.
You can it is certainly odd. You guys realize how odd that was. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
The professor said it was gonna get odd. He didn't say how odd. That's really odd.
Well, I mean, I know we're odd, but that was odd even for us. Like, that seemed kind of just super odd.
Within the next few hours, you end up home. The sun has just begun to rise. For you can actually hear a vehicle approaching the manor.
I see. Okay.
It's roughly been about 30 minutes to an hour since you've gotten back.
I presume my very brief now trying to track down, or even trying to track down the main Guinness guy has revealed no fruit.
Give me intelligence plus investigation.
Now you're making me roll low dice pools.
Unfortunately, outside of him being heir to the Guinness throne, there's not really much information on him about where he lives and the like.
I bet he's at the Abbey, though. Seems likely. Okay, well, the professor told me to be careful. And you know what? That means initiate paranoia mode. The car has approached. I'm going to... I presume I know a window that I can look out to see what approached, or see people walking in, while still remaining somewhat hidden.
Absolutely.
Sniper on the roof.
Yeah, as you look out the window, you actually see that it's Craig's car.
Okay. So it's not the wolves, that's good. Alright, well then I return to my business. I continue trying to do my research, trying to track this guy down.
Within a few moments, the rest of the throng has parked in the garage and has made their way into the living room of the manor.
I can blink now.
Yeah, go ahead and blink.
Ah.
Wow. That's all I gotta say to that. He did it.
But that was weird.
Or you can hear the commotion of your throng mates returning, obviously.
Well, they appear to be in no danger, so I guess I wait for them to come in.
I'm gonna go sit on the big chair to sit tight.
You guys do see four seemingly lost in some race on the computer, almost like he's trying to ignore you.
Hi, Four. We're back.
Do I even want to know what you did?
I don't know. Do you want to know? It was weird.
Weird.
Well,
Define weird.
well, it wasn't weird at first because we called the police and then we were at the police station. But then after we got to the police station, it got weird because the professor said it was gonna get odd and to sit tight. And then there was a guy at the door. He disappeared, and then everyone started ignoring us. And then suddenly I'm in the car, and then we drove home. It was really weird.
Sounds like, well, I think to myself here, that sounds supernatural.
It was like you changing the channel on the TV and you're in a different place. That's what it was like. I was in the one place and then I was in another place.
Where was this police station?
It was over so-and-so.
I make a mental note because maybe there's supernatural people there.
How was your day? What did you do? Anything weird?
It was quite productive. I have progressed my investigations. It's learned a lot. Met with some setbacks, some unhelpful people, but can't win everything.
Were you playing a game? Did you lose?
Suppose there was a game. What happened to the wolves that were chasing me? Did they? I assume they followed me back here, but have they been sitting outside the window or something?
To the best of your knowledge, they did follow you all the way back, but they're not sitting out there waiting for you. I was gonna say they may be in the general vicinity. You're just not 100% sure.
Well, I mean, it seems like they were playing a game, following me across the city and back here. I suppose I should go check on them, but I checked the time. I've still got 12 hours.
What are you looking at?
On the computer?
Yeah.
Simply attempting to track down the whereabouts of Mr. Guinness, heir to the throne, whatever his name is. I presume I found his name at this point, but Mr. Guinness, heir to the throne, trying to track him down.
Oh, that guy, the police guy was talking to him. He was on the phone. He said he had found and then there was the money, and I think he was going to go to the police station or something.
I see. So
I don't know if he's still gonna go there because everyone got weird there, but the guy was talking on the phone with him.
Yeah, Banba was just gonna go straight to the kitchen and make tea, so not much wording from him.
Okay. I guess out of game. The kid's here, right?
Yes, the kid is here. In Aoife's arms.
Okay. Well, I burn a point of Pyros to see if she's supernatural.
Yes.
Okay. Good confirmation. Look, 4 didn't know yet.
Well, he does now.
Yes, now he knows. And now I can ruin the girl's life. No.
4, you let slip a little bit there. What happened?
Simply needed a confirmation that the one in our care is also different.
So, quick thing. Part of my disquietism says that I'm aware of what level of disquiet someone's at. What level of disquiet is Kira at?
I presume 2. She's been with us for so long.
Yeah.
But there's been no wasteland, so no 3 or 4 yet.
Yeah, she's definitely at 2.
Should we be concerned about that yet?
Probably.
But don't worry, I something happen here. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna walk over to the kid, and I'm gonna ask, "Are you aware of your condition?"
Really? That's what you go with?
But they got tested. They said they weren't sick.
Kira kind of turns her head and looks at you oddly, and she goes, "Yeah, what that thing over there said," and she points at Craig. "I'm not sick, robot."
No, not sick, but does 4 put the pieces together? Do you know why you were at that country club?
She kind of shrugs and she goes, "I was at school. And then during recess I was playing out on the playground, and then they took me from the playground."
Do you know why they did?
No, I just know they did a lot of bad things to me. And then she kind of goes quiet.
Could you elaborate on those at all?
Banba comes back with tea for all 6. Wait. Yeah, all 6 of us.
She goes, "I don't know. They poked and prodded me with things. They hooked me up to machines."
Know nothing of these machines, nothing of... Here I am speaking to a child about things that... And I'm just gonna trail off on that.
She kind of pushes herself closer into Aoife, as if trying to create distance between herself and you.
It's okay, Kira. 4 just doesn't know how to talk to small humans yet.
I'm gonna turn around and kind of just like speak to myself, just as unhelpful as the wolves. Unfortunate.
He really only knows how to talk to himself. But it's okay. We've grown to just accept it at this point.
Within the next few moments, a knocking comes at the door.
Paranoid mode activate. I get out of sight.
I didn't know it was deactivated.
I go to answer the door.
Catalina, also known as Cat by most of you, or Kate, depending on however you want to abbreviate her name, stands at the door and she goes, "Oh, good, you all made it home."
Is this still the same scene? Do I know she's supernatural?
Well,
This would be the same scene.
Fascinating.
we wouldn't be here if we didn't make it home.
Well, with the way certain things work, I can't always be 100% sure what I did worked. But it seems like everything went at least somewhat according to plan.
Oh, so the odd thing was you.
Well, she seems kind of taken aback. I don't know if I should be offended by that statement.
Well, we saw a guy just disappear. Like, poof, gone. And we all said that was odd. We didn't know what to do with it.
The look on her face is, am I really having this conversation right now? Also, because of your ability, Forsaken, she's at Disquiet level 1. Just so you know.
I approach Catalina and start asking questions. So, do you have a moment for some questions about your condition?
Everyone has a condition.
She kind of looks over at you guys and goes, what's up with him?
He hasn't been around too many people. I think he forgot how to associate.
Curiosity of what's in this world, that's all. Banba sips his tea.
We are not dealing with yet a normal person. Much like the child, this woman is something more, something like the other people I spoke to last night. But different yet in the same.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't put me in a cage.
The one who opened your cage. Wait, no, you opened it yourself, never mind.
She kind of shakes her head and she goes, okay, you guys are just as strange as always. I was sent by the professor to check on you guys. He is still working his way into the city. He should be able to meet with you probably by the end of today, but he wanted me to check to make sure you guys got home.
Well, I'll say it again. If we didn't make it home, we wouldn't be here.
We're safe.
I'm aware of that, Forsaken. Her mouth moves oddly over the words as if she's not used to using it as a name. And then she looks at 4. My condition?
Why, yes, you are different from human, correct? Well, in answer to that, I already know. I just seek to know how different, what the difference is.
Give me a Resolve plus Azoth. It's interesting. You feel as if something probes your mind very softly, as if it was trying to remove something, but then the feeling just kind of goes and she kind of stares at you, alarmed slightly.
Fascinating, mind-altering powers.
He goes, it's probably because you're not human. Okay. She shakes her head.
Not yet.
She freezes mid-sentence and then just shakes her head. She goes, I am more enlightened than other humans. Yes. I am still very much a person. You prick me and I bleed.
Well, that's pretty human to me.
So then, why does it feel the same as the others who are clearly not as human?
My insight into what the world really is just allows me certain advantages most humans don't. I do not wish to discuss the subject any further with you, however.
Just as well as the wolves, and I mutter.
She watches as you kind of mutter and move away, I'm assuming.
I got nowhere to move to. I just stand there.
Do you have the map on you, by the way?
Yes, I'm carrying all my loot.
No, you don't.
What? Wait a second.
You feel as if something has moved on your person.
I reach down for it.
The map is no longer on your person. It is currently now in Catalina's hand as she's kind of looking over it.
If you'd simply if you had actually, wanted to answer my questions, I would have asked about that. You...
She silently examines the map and she goes, "So that's where this went. Interesting." She rolls it up and puts it on her person and turns. "All right, I will leave you guys to your daily business of whatever you
Wait a
things
second.
do."
I stole that rightfully.
She's like, "Yes, you stole it from somebody that stole it from us, and we're retrieving it. Thank you very much for your patronage. I will not..." She freezes for a second and she goes, "Okay, I'll allow you to ask me a question. How's that work for you?"
Okay. Shit, okay, what's the best question? I've got a lot of questions, alright?
Choose the most important.
If you run them all into a single sentence, it's one question.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Not a supernatural question.
Catalina faces Aoife and she goes, "Yes, I actually love pineapple on pizza."
I knew it. Alright, thanks for answering the question. You can go now.
So, this map, is there a way to replicate it? As it was quite helpful in my investigations. Admittedly, I ran out of markers on the map to investigate, but I reckon more maps would lead to more places.
Yes, it can be replicated. No, we don't have any copies made of this specific map. And I'm not quite sure how much this map will be of use anymore, due to the way it was retrieved from us. So that is something that me and my colleagues will have to discuss in much
seems
length.
Active, the symbol appeared a few days ago on it.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
It seems to still be an active magical thing. That symbol appeared on it a few days ago, the pink one.
She goes, "Yes." And she kind of eyeballs it and she goes, "But some of the data might need to be updated. We'll have to see." Or... And then she...
The other marks are accurate. I spoke to the people there.
She nods and she goes, "Well, that's good to know, but it's something we're going to have to check on our own." And actually, she touches the map and it disappears from her hands. She goes, "Now I very much have to be on my way." And she turns on her heel and begins to leave the area.
One last thing, Catalina, right? That was her name?
Yeah, she sighs already out on the porch on the bottom step as she kind of turns to face the door. "Yes?"
Is it all clear out there? Anyone else looking into approaching the premises of this place? And are we traceable?
There's nobody here right now. She kind of looks around the area. You can tell she's more visually checking. As for being traced or anything of that nature, I can only bend fate and time so much before things really get bad. I've played enough with the cards and the threads of fate. I don't wish to do more, lest I make a miscalculation and worse things happen.
Well, thank you nonetheless.
I will be collecting my payment from the professor, of course. It will go on his tab. You will not need to worry about it yourselves.
Of course.
And she makes her she turns herself back around and goes ahead and makes her way off of the property.
Four is just again going to continue to mutter to himself of, is this just a common thing? Is no one helpful?
Banba's gonna start closing the blinds and checking the windows.
You want to roll me a perception check, Banba?
Oh man, what? Okay, perception. Sorry, give me the roll again. What was it? Not wits.
Hold on.
Oh, what?
And that's wits plus composure for your perception.
Thank you.
And 4, I need you to make me a dexterity plus stealth check.
The knowledge. Oh, I don't like the. Wait, okay, that's not.
Okay. Banba, as you're closing up all the blinds to the windows, you occasionally catch the glimpse of what appears to be a rather large dog from the window. It seems to be outside the gate, but you only catch a glimpse of it as it kind of moves its way around and hides itself again around another bush or tree.
I'll make a note of that to talk to 4
And-
about.
And you can very clearly tell it is looking directly at the house. It's not like it's sniffing the ground and, doing that type of thing. It is very clearly looking at the manor. Now, 4, as you attempt to follow Catalina, is anybody gonna say anything as he creeps out the house like that?
Yeah, I would like to. I noticed him leaving, right?
Give me a perception check.
Dang it again.
Yeah, since
Come
this is
on.
for a different thing. You do not.
At the worst times.
She does not notice you for it as you creep behind her. After a certain distance, however, the area around her seems to fold, like you would fold a piece of paper in half. And then when it's unfolded, she has just completely disappeared.
I see. So mind-altering powers as well as teleportation. Or is this invisibility? Okay, I can't follow her anymore. This is unfortunate. There's no, trace, no, suspicious, trail through the air or something. It's just gone.
Just gone. There's there was a footprint trail on the soft dirt, and then just the end of the footprints.
Damn. No knowledge. I'll have to interrogate the professor about where she is. Okay. I defeatedly return.
As you return, you can see that Banba has closed up all the windows to the manor. As everybody else just sits in the living room, or what is everybody else doing?
Craig is still sitting tight.
Kira is trying to teach me the game Paper, Rock, Scissors, which I'm having a hard time understanding the premise of it.
I'm watching the game of rock, paper, scissors, trying to define the.
Trying to what?
I think he said divine the purpose.
Okay.
Banba would like to have a word with Four as he comes back in.
You have a word?
Okay. You mentioned, well, you muttered something called wolves when you were speaking with Catalina. Or whatever her name is, I'm forgetting already.
Unhelpful bunch. They also did not want to talk to me very much.
Do they look like dogs?
I initially mistook them for stray dogs, yes.
We have a few
I know.
outside the gates.
Following me all night.
I see. I'm curious, what else did you find when you were out there?
I found a most interesting individual. Actually wanted to speak to me. Learned a lot. Found a spirit that didn't reply to me. Another hypothesis I must test. Apart from that, it was quite the calm walk through the night.
Interesting. A couple of things I want to go more in depth with. He gets his journal and just starts just drilling for a little bit, just out of curiosity. So first things first, the wolves. Are they actual wolves or are they talking?
The ones that followed me? Yeah, no, they just appear to be dogs, tamed by the other guy.
Other guy?
Yeah, the only one that spoke to me for a little bit. Really, he just threatened me, but
Was he human?
he seemed human. However, further investigation proved otherwise, much like Catalina and the child.
That's what makes a werewolf. They're part dog and part human.
I am unfamiliar with the term.
Okay.
They didn't want to talk.
Yeah, they threaten you. Why? What did you do? Did you shoot them?
I didn't even bring my gun.
Really?
I-
Interesting. And what about the other individual?
The helpful one. Yes, she and I spoke a bit about her condition, and I learned quite a lot of useful information, I reckon. Did ask for things in return, which I am working on at the moment, but should be able to do it alone, I think.
What is her condition?
GM said Craig, so...
Yes, Craig, at this point your phone begins to ring.
Oh. Hello.
Craig, it's the professor.
Hi, Professor. How are you?
I'm okay. I just want to make sure, are you... I got word from Catalina, so you're all home safely, correct?
I'm sitting tight at home now instead of at the police station.
Well, you don't need to sit tight anymore.
Oh, good. I was getting tired.
I will go ahead and attempt to get home as soon as possible. I'm en route. Hey, is there any specific reason why your phone's fairly staticky? Seems like your phone's gotten some damage. What happened to it?
I don't know. I didn't fall on it or anything. Do I hear static?
Yeah, a bit.
It's a bit fuzzy. I hear a bit of fuzz too. I don't know why. Maybe the electricity did something. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll be at the manor as soon as I can get there.
Okay, we'll be here.
And he hangs up the line.
Okay. The professor's coming soon, you guys.
That's good. I wish to ask him why he chooses unhelpful people to work with him.
They're just unhelpful to us, not to him.
They helped us get out of the police station. That's helpful.
Yes, but you couldn't even answer a few questions. I didn't even ask much.
It may have been a phrase some humans say, personal. You may be asking personal questions. Makes them sensitive.
Then you simply say that. You don't say I want to talk to you. That's just rude. It is. And, Kira, you have not recovered any knowledge of your condition yet, hmm?
She looks at Aoife and she goes, "What's the robot talking about, Aoife?"
Give me a moment. The questions you are asking her, she's sensitive to and does not wish to answer them to you. And that's
But she
not...
did. I simply checking up to see if there's a new answer. As the previous answer was not exactly satisfactory. I did not learn much from it.
Thank you for submitting your inquiry, but at this time we do not have any further answers for your question. So unless you are going to play paper, rock, scissors, we don't have anything further to say. Now, how does paper beat rock? I don't understand that.
It covers rock. She smiles and giggles.
But if I get a rock and I hit it really hard to paper, eventually the paper will rip to pieces. Fascinating.
He's like, yeah, but it's not instant. You can't destroy it instantly with a rock. Well, a rock will instantly destroy scissors, and scissors, well, cut paper.
And I love this game, but it's... Okay, one more time.
She chuckles and then begins to do the countdown to the rock, paper, scissors.
You have just finished listening to this week's chapter of Promethean the Created, 2nd edition, Fading of the Spark, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does it really mean?